Hi everyone, we are going to be doing the value scale today. So the things that you'll need is your paper, pencil, I recommend a wooden one, and your ruler. Okay. We are going to be creating several different types of shadings and textures and values through a scale from going dark to medium to light, and this will help you with your practice and becoming a better artist. Okay. This is the outline of what it will look like. This one's not fully complete just yet, but you will have hatching, cross-hatching, scumbling, stippling. You're going to have a smudge with your finger and then a smooth with your pencil. I'm going to show you guys how to lay this all out, and I'll go step by step of how to do each texture. First, we will need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections. So back to your blank paper, you're going to use your ruler, and at each inch, you are going to mark a dot. Okay, so we have at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you're going to do the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now connect those dots. Next, flip it over. Then create a box line straight across, just like that. Then we're going to fill in the names right here. The first box, write name of value. Name of value, hatching, cross-hatching, scumbling, stippling, smudge with finger, and smooth with pencil. The names of these are written out on the lesson as well, so you can go back and rewrite those. On this big graph right here, you're going to write dark, medium, and light. Also, right here, you're going to write your name. And if you're in my class, this is where you're going to write your shelf number. One is hatching. Hatching is done by small strokes going in one direction. You can see that I'm lifting the paper up for each mark. Now, the more marks I make, the darker it becomes. I'm not pressing down any harder. All I'm doing is covering more of the white of the paper as I'm creating more marks. And this is what you'll need to do to create a darker value for your drawings. Don't press down, don't dig your pencil into the paper. You're going to scratch your paper, and if you ever make a mistake, it's really hard to erase that. Okay, so as I go along, as I get to my medium, I'm going to put less and less marks to show more of the white of the paper to have a medium tone. And as I get to my light, I'm going to have like barely any at all. Now I'm going to go back to my medium, between my dark and my medium, to make it a smoother transition. You'll hear me say that a lot, the smooth transition. You don't want it to make it look like we chopped up this graph from dark, medium to light. We need a smooth transition from dark, medium to light. Even though my shading and my texture is very bumpy and scratchy looking, it looks like grass or fur, it does have a smooth transition for the dark, medium to light. Okay, and I can make this as dark as I can, or I want. The main thing I'm wanting is a obvious transition. Next is cross hatching. Just like hatching, you're going to do your random lines, and then you're going to cross over them. They're going to be like messy X's or hatch marks. I'm going to finish this one out. And you can see that I have a dark, medium to light, and a smooth transition just like my normal hatch marks. Make sure that your hatch marks aren't perfect little squares, but they're messy and free just like these. The next one is scumbling. Scumbling is probably my favorite one because it's fun and it's loose. Now, scumbling is not loop-de-loops or little tornado drawings. When you draw scumbling, you almost want your hand and wrist to twitch everywhere when you are drawing. And you can see my wrist and my hand and my fingers and sharp turns and swoops and twirls. And just like hatching and cross hatching, I'm not pressing down harder to have a darker value. I'm just adding more layers. And as you're drawing, you need to remember it's always more layers rather than pressing down harder for that. Next is stippling. Stippling is going to be the one that will take you the longest, but there's some few tricks to do to speed up your time. Now, what you want to do is keep your hand on the paper to make your small dots. You want to lift your pencil up every single time when you do this, but you don't want to bring your hand up and slam your paper with your pencil because you're just wasting time and energy bringing your pencil up so high. This one you don't have to do too dark because it does take a lot of time. Main thing, like always, I want a smooth transition from dark, medium to light. All right, you can see my hatching, cross-hatching, scumbling, and stippling. They all go from dark, medium to light in a smooth transition, even though they are very textured in their drawing. The last two are your smooth shadings, okay? These are the ones that you're going to hold your pencil more to the side and get more of the graphite that's showing touching the paper. You don't want to shade by holding your pencil down on the paper for your details. So for our first one, we got smudge with finger, okay? What you want to do when you hold your pencil down to the side, just like with your other ones, you're going to add darkness by adding layers. So you're going to have a light touch at first, and you can do this by adding circles or ovals going in round directions. Now, as you are shading, the paper isn't completely smooth. There's ridges and valleys and hills, and you can see this because of all the little white dots that are showing. The way that you get rid of these white dots is going in a different direction, okay? And you can do this by either changing the direction that you're drawing or pressing down harder as you are going along, and that will help create a smoother surface. You're going to do your best to not smudge your finger to get the smoothness. A good artist can have a smooth application without any blending or smudging with fingers or Q-tips or cotton balls or tissues. So I want you to practice using just your pencil for this. So I made a mistake, and I did this on purpose to show you how to fix it. This is the chop that I'm talking about when you are shading. See that kind of like line right here for my dark and my medium? Here is how you're going to fix it. You're slowly going to add layers between that chop until it evens out. Now you may have to press down a little bit harder and bring it out till it blends. You're going to do this in small circles to get rid of that harsh line. Until there's no more line. You can see that it goes from dark, medium to light in a smooth transition. With this one, it says smudge with finger. So you're going to take your finger and you're going to rub over it once or twice, or 3 times I did. And you'll see that it has like a hazier look than what it did before. It also gets your fingers and whatever you touch dirty. So watch out for fingerprints. The last one is smooth with pencil. This is actually just a repeat of smudge with finger, but you don't smudge it with your finger. This is extra practice for you to get with nice, smooth blending. I want you guys to become very comfortable with blending and adding layers. Remember that you add layers to get your darkness and your blacks and your shading. You don't press down very hard, not until the very end. Everyone makes mistakes, so you need to draw lightly until you get it right. All right, you can see they look very similar. Just the smudge with finger looks a little hazier than my smooth with pencil. It's a little bit more obvious in person, but that is how it is done. Hatching, short marks. Cross hatching, overlapping short marks. Scumbling, you go crazy. Stippling is little dots. Smudge with finger is smooth shading with a little bit of haziness from rubbing it. And smooth with pencil is just flat out smoothness of using just your pencil.